Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So let's go ahead and take a peek. This is going to be a collective message, not zodiac specific yet. We'll mention zodiacs as we get there. We have boundaries and tension, stressed out, worry, disrespectful, enough is enough, defend oneself. So obviously we've got we're starting out with some difficult energy. If there's difficult energy, it could be because someone is feeling like their boundaries have been crossed or feeling like they didn't set up boundaries when they should have or could have. But this really looks like we have two different people. One person who feels like, I needed to put up boundaries, the other person who seems really stressed out. Let's take a look at these cards separately. Tell me about the card of tension. Okay, so both people are feeling tension. We literally have the blank card that is the same on either side. Tell me more about this. We've got the Eight of Wands coming out sideways. Okay, so we also have this energy of like the movement forward, the desire to move forward and either say something or maybe even the desire to move on from this, but still like not knowing how to. I feel like somebody who's so worried. Okay, there's the Tower. They're worried that something was said, something was taken wrong, or maybe they really did cross somebody's boundary and they're like, I'm so worried that this is it. And if I move forward to try to course correct it with them, it'll just make it worse because they already said they don't want to talk to me. Hang on. Was this a long time ago or is this recent? Well, it doesn't matter when it was. This is somebody who says, I still love them. So we're going to say that we have in this storyline a divine masculine who has a lot of love in their heart. We do see this person who's like walked through one of these amazing aquariums, where there's like the bridge walk in between, the like a tunnel through the aquarium. And so that makes me think that this is a little bit like they've already walked a certain length through this tunnel. So I'm thinking that they've been in this worry for quite a while, long enough to know, like, I still love this person. I have so much emotion for this person that I've had an argument, a fight with. I did something that has really upset them. I'm afraid that it's over. I'm super stressed out, and I have been for a while over this. Okay. Why do you feel like it might not help to approach? Nine of Pentacles, because A, it's been a while. B, we're going to say that this feminine is very like empowered. They know that she's got, like she's reinvented her life. Maybe that's why it's like it's been way too long. If I reach out to her now, what if I just stir up a freaking hornet's nest? Okay, let's take a look at the person who made a line in the sand with that boundaries card. Judgment. Interestingly enough, I mean, yes, this can be I made a judgment call and I breathed fire at somebody. I was really upset with them. I did not like what happened. It's interesting how we keep seeing a tunnel, right? Here we have like a tunnel that's being made naturally by a tree root. And here we have that tunnel that is being, created by, they both realized that they went down this, I'm going to say like wrong road. The thing is, we do see like Alice from Alice in Wonderland here. We talk about the wrong road or the road at all. Now we've got Dorothy from Wizard of Oz showing up with that Six of Wands. I do feel like the person who put up a boundary said, this isn't the judgment call I wanted to make, but like, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with them. I'm going to go ahead and say I won't tolerate certain things. I can't. And I'm proud of myself for putting up a boundary. I don't know if this happened like after a fight or if there, somebody had to speak their truth to someone. We have the moon sideways. We have the Hierophant upright. There was definitely silence after this. I definitely feel like there was an argument. Then there was, a reaction, which was her putting up a boundary, and feeling kind of proud of herself, but getting zero reaction from them after that. Like, I don't actually know what they thought. I only know I made the right choice for me. I called it. I made a judgment call. I told somebody in no uncertain terms, even if I was breathing fire while I did it, I may have said, this isn't okay. That's not okay. I'm not putting up with this. That the boundaries, the disrespect energy on this, she felt very disrespected And I think she stands by that. That's what it feels like. Like we have this feminine who said, I said what I said and I meant it. So I know I made the right decision. I have no idea how they interpreted it though, because I never heard another word from them. Let's just ask, how did you initially take her boundary that she placed, or her judgment call? How did you initially handle that, take that? What was your initial reaction? The world is like brand new beginnings and endings. Ace of Swords, they took it as she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. This is over and I've been cut off permanently. She doesn't want to talk to me. Okay, how did that hit you? Was it fine with you at that point? No, not at all. In fact, it was really hard for them to hear. We have a Strength card in the reverse. We have the Devil upright. You notice that we have 3 out of 4 cards are major arcana, right? Leo, Capricorn. That could indicate some of her energy, or they could also be a Capricorn. We did also have Taurus and Pisces on her side, and Scorpio on her side as well. And please remember, I don't read for gender, so this could be masculines, feminines, any arrangement thereof, same sex, doesn't matter. But we certainly see him saying, and I'm saying he just because we have a masculine here. That's the only reason I have to label our characters something so we can keep track of character A and character B, right? I mean, I guess it could say A and B, but that's going to get really mouthy. So we're just going to go with he right now. He seems to have received that message from her. You know, her message of, I'm making the judgment call. I'm putting up a boundary. I'm disrespected. None of this is okay with me. And you know what? I don't take back a single word that I said, even though I have no idea how he just received that. Well, it turns out he received it as, okay, that's it. That's a wrap. It's over. That changed everything. She just told me I'm out. And yet when I said, but how'd you feel about that? Like, were you happy it was over or whatever? This says, no, he was actually all of a sudden like really, I'm going to say even swarmed with like the feeling of fear and the feeling of desire, that something that he wanted so badly is slipping through his hands. Okay, but then you didn't respond. Is that correct? I mean, it says that you haven't responded and you worry so much that there's no reason to. Perspective card in the reverse. It's like, I did respond, but I maybe didn't send it. This is somebody who, you know, instead of delaying, he might have instantly wanted to send a message. But with that perspective in the reverse, we have the Tower. We have had the Tower twice. Strong Aries energy, also strong Pisces. That perspective card is the Hanged Man. So wait a second. Did you respond and she never got it, or what? Oh, she was already gone. Okay. So they did try to react or respond. Look, I have no idea. Did their message really get through? Because they say, I did. I immediately responded, maybe even with a moment of humbleness, and I heard nothing back. Hang on. Feminine, you said you have no idea how he reacted to this message. Did you ever receive anything from him? 9 of Wands. No, she's like, no, he clammed up. I mean, I could, you know, come on, look, the helmet is even down. Like, no, I didn't hear anything from him. Hang on, let's go back to him. You sent a message to her? You did respond? I thought you didn't. Emperor. It may not have been an actual verbal response. It might have been that her words hit the mark. And it was like, all of a sudden I could see it from her perspective. All of a sudden I felt very humble. All of a sudden I realized, like, okay, I see it differently. I would really like to do things differently. I'd really like to have peace with her, but I think she's long gone, even though at this point I wish that I could approach and do things all different. What was let's go back to the feminine. So I don't think that they did send a message. She didn't get anything, and I don't think that they actually sent it. I think that it's just more like the knowledge, like, filtered through them. That's probably why they have the tension on this too. Why they're so worried. They keep saying I'm sure it's too late. I'm sure it's too late. And if I reach out as much as I wish I could, I think probably she doesn't want to hear from me, and I might just make things worse. But if she had to put up a boundary with you because of disrespect, and then you saw it from her lens and you didn't try to say sorry, I would argue that seems more disrespectful than reaching out and saying, I was really ashamed when I saw it through your lens and I can't believe I acted that way, or, whatever it is that they need to say. Because it says that they could see where she was coming from, and that immediately like humbled them. But they might have also been so mortified that it had to be pointed out to them that it was like, oh, this is too embarrassing. She'll never take me back. Hang on. What was it, feminine? What was it, the disrespect that you put the line in the sand over? The Fool. Was this somebody acting foolish? Somebody taking a leap someplace else? Was this somebody being inconsistent? We have a Two of Cups sideways. We have the Queen of Pentacles. It was definitely, here's the way I would say it. This is somebody who was so careless with her heart. She was made to feel like the connection that she would have given so much to was meaningless to them. It was as simple as, you're flitting around, you act like none of this matters. It could have felt very immature. The Fool is the baby of the deck, right? The Fool is card 0. This is the Traveler's brand new beginning. And I'm thinking that she said it makes it feel like I never know if anything matters to you, yet here I am trying to give. This isn't a Two of Cups. There's only one of us on board that's mature enough to be in a Two of Cups relationship, and that's me. But now I'm made to feel, like almost like I'm a fool for overgiving. I'm made to feel, I don't know. It's like, because of her makeup and everything on here, it's like she's saying, you make me feel like some old fuddy-duddy or something, when just because I'm trying to give to a connection with somebody that is all over the place. It's like you've never been in a relationship before. You don't know like how to behave. If something's special, we would both give to each other, but this doesn't come across as special to you, does it? I feel like that's what she said. It was more, I definitely think it was calling out someone's juvenile energy. I don't know if they were still just operating like they were totally footloose, fancy free, and single. And it's like, okay, then this is not a relationship, is it? This is just you doing whatever you want, and me almost feeling like, I don't know if she started to feel like, am I the only adult in this relationship? Like, I'm not here to date somebody who's like, my age or older, but they're acting like a teenager. I kind of feel like there's that energy. She may have had a child, or she may have really said, I'm going to hold back my energy until I can nurture a real connection with somebody who is grown up enough. Is there anything else? I mean, I don't even know if I would say that was her spitting fire. That maybe it came out a little bit blunt, but I don't think it was said to be mean. 10 of Swords and the Tower again. For her, this ended things. And I think particularly, I don't know, what did you think when you didn't hear from them? I mean, she did. She said this brought the house down. We're done. When she didn't hear anything back, 6 of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Pentacles upright. She was like, and that's a wrap. This person who I wanted so much to give to, they must not be a soulmate. They didn't look at me as an important person in their life. I guess I just got it wrong this time, and I just, got to move on. Slowly but surely. It took her a lot to move forward. Okay, and she's been trying to move forward for a long time, so I am thinking that they just left this whole thing completely in the silence. Why did you leave it for so long? We've got that Tower so many times, which keeps talking about, collapses, endings, but good ones, because these things needed to happen. I said, why did you leave it alone for so long? We have King of Wands. Maybe they had to kind of like rebuild themselves to a certain extent. 7 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. The King of Wands sometimes is like, I had to rebuild a certain amount of like my energy to even face this. Look, I feel like this was extremely embarrassing for them to have to be told, like, you're acting in such an immature manner. There's no way I would be around somebody that, you're so careless with this. And I think that they were like spot on. Let me ask, hang on, how did you feel about hearing that? I mean, I know I kind of already asked that question, but I'm thinking more in the specifics. 4 of Cups. He was aware that he disappointed her, but also like very disappointed in himself. Did you not know that you were behaving in an immature way? Strength card, upright. I think that they thought they were being like powerful and swaggery. Maybe they even were like, well, I don't have to be around this partner because, we've got this strong bond. And, there's this telepathy. And even if I'm never around, I know that they're still mine. I know that there's something about like she was really vulnerable with them. Therefore, they were like, well, I mean, I'll just tell myself that she knows I've got her back, even if I'm not around, even if I'm not going to be in her world, even if I'm going to be gone a lot, off doing whatever I want. It's like I got money in the bank because this person told me how much she loved me, wanted me. So it's a really strong bond. I think what they missed is that you don't take that for granted. You're supposed to be giving and building that bond with another person. Just because she's vulnerable, told you how she felt, gave you, a significant love story that you could count on, where was it and, given back to her? I don't think they thought of it that way. And it's taken them a while to even consider coming back in because they kind of think that they blew it, which I would argue they did in this. But then we also have this Seven of Wands. They've needed to maybe get over the embarrassment, the ego drop, the realization that they screwed this up, the realization that they really desperately didn't want her to be gone. And how am I going to try to fight to get this back? Because I really do love her. I did love her, but I didn't show it. I did not show it. I was out there being a fool. How are you a fool? How are you being immature? Three of Wands, 10 of Swords. I don't know if they were delaying changing something in their life that needed to change. This is about, in the future, I don't know, maybe they traveled a ton and they were like, oh yeah, I'm just going to keep going on my trips. I've got all kinds of fun stuff and then I'll settle down later. But I've got all these fun things that I'm going to be doing first. This is my last hurrah before I'll finally settle down with somebody. But I wonder if they were like, even though I've met her, even though we're in a connection, I'm still going to just totally live for myself. Like I'm single and just do whatever the heck I want. And then I'll settle down. But, while I'm dating her, claiming that, oh, I know we have such a strong bond, I'm not going to be anywhere to be seen for months. I'm going to go kind of like somebody who was on this prolonged like bachelor party is what it feels like. Ugh, it's definitely given gross vibes on this. I'm not saying they were out like, running amok. It was just, I'm going to still act like I'm single. 8 of Cups. Well, then you can be single. And I think that that's the realization like, oh my God, I was acting single. So she said, go ahead and be single because I'm out. And she left me. She left me for my behavior. I had a really special connection. I didn't treat it like it was. I acted like I had money in the bank. I know she loves me. She wants me. I don't have to respect this connection. I'll, later when I'm ready, then I'll respect it. But until now, I just feel like I've totally got her, but I can be completely doing whatever I want. Take all the trips I want, spend all my money on whatever I want to. I'm not building anything with her because I already know I've got her. And when I'm ready to cool off in like 3 months, then I'll be ready to be with her. Yeah, 4 of Swords in the reverse. That's it. That's all she wrote. That this was the end of the line. So they're aware of this. They're aware of their own behavior. Look, this is a tough one. This is a really tough one because at this point in time, they have lost her good and proper, and we don't see them finding a way to come in. They're really worried to do this. Let's take this to a part 2. There will be a free link in the description box. I'll see you guys there in just a minute. Thanks for giving it.